Bienvenidos a la Deuces Wild Daily Hustle. Soy Enrique Byrnes y presidente es el mejor cerveza. No abate por No Filter Network. Miguelito San Dieguito. Not with us today, but you can catch him on his incredible Mind Bender podcast exclusively here on No Filter Network. Will the Thrill Clark not with us today. He's traveling this week. We'll be back next week, but he's in San Jose working with the young Groms. As you guys know, we come on here each and every single day when we come on here, and we like to properly salute our boys and each and every one of you. Yes, 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 yes. Woo! Remember this, folks. When we are juiceful, we are useful. And when we are juiceless, we are fucking useless. A very pleasant good morning to you on this 5th day of August 2025. And of course, our title sponsor, this well-packaged Team Go Hard Foot Reflexology Board for decreased inflammation, increased blood flow. This has been said to help people alleviate pain as well as improve energy and sleep. Look, I cannot get into the science of all of this, but I can tell you, for somebody who's used the board for damn near 15 years now, it fucking works. Go to ericbyrnes.com, EricByrnes.com to pick up your footboard and your Let Them Play parenting and coaching guide to youth sports book. I bring this book up because I do feel like this is very relevant considering the title of today's Daily Hustle, which just went out a short time ago. And on that note, here we go. The title of the DH today, 5 Keys to Winning Baseball. Buenos dias. Today is Tuesday, August 5th, 2025. Well, I just revealed that here a few moments ago. I sent a video message to the 12-year-old Alpine Little League All-Star squad this AM who happened to be making a run in the West Regionals, then quickly realized this was certainly Daily Hustle material, so I wanted to share. Quote, "Hey Alpine, former MLB player, Savannah Bananas director of chaos, UCLA Bruin, Dutch Q softball player, and most importantly, former Alpine Little Leaguer, Eric Byrnes here. Just wanted to send you guys a quick note saying how awesome it's been following your journey. That said, we got a couple big games coming up and want to give you guys 5 things that will give you the best chance to take this thing down. Number 1, fight for inches. This truly is a game of inches, and we need to fight for every one of them. Prep steps in the field, jumps off the bases, defensive positioning, staying on our toes. All of this matters. Number 2, never take your eye off of the baseball. Offense, defense, on the bases. Lock in where the baseball is at all times. This is how the inches are won. Number 3, 2-strike approach. Get on the dish, choke up, get it going early, and use your hands to battle to put the ball in play. Keeping pressure on the defense is everything in this game. Number 4, slow the game down. During big games, the game speeds up on all of us. Slow it down at any point by taking a breath and feel the air pass through the nostrils. Number 5, win the pitch. Good, bad, or ugly, we don't care what happened the pitch before. The only pitch that matters is the next one, and that's the one we will win. That's it, dudes. This is what you train for. Play free, play fearless. This is the motto of our Let Them Play travel team, which has been a top national squad for a few years now. Always err on the side of aggression. And let's make sure we leave our hearts on the field. No matter what happens, you boys have already made us former Alpine Little Leaguers proud. Take care of business, and I'll see you dudes in Williamsport. EB. So, yeah, there it is. I wanted to send him a note because I actually had a buddy of mine, Connor Flannery, call the other day. And I got on FaceTime with his kid and a couple of the other kids and gave them some words of wisdom pretty much, I don't say as quickly as I could, but in the 10-minute conversation, I was on with them and talked it out a little bit. And then I realized, I'm like, wow, this is information that would be nice to share with the team. But I also realized that getting in front of the team at this point with all of the practices they have going on and all the preparation could kind of be a pain in the ass. So I don't necessarily want to bombard them with a FaceTime call. But I did, in my mind, think that a 2-minute video, and that's all it is, would be appropriate. And look, maybe it helps them, maybe it doesn't. I just know it's not going to hurt them. So I put this thing together, and it's funny because I have this whole blueprint in this book. It literally is a parenting and coaching guide to youth sports. And a lot of what I wrote about and just wrote off the top of my head this morning as I was divulging this advice to a team that's going to be up against it playing Southern California tomorrow. And then if they win that, they will have to play Hawaii again. And they need to win both games in order to advance to Williamsport. But as I've watched this team play and I have seen the fight that they have in them, I figured this was worth getting out there. This team battles. They have a grit about them that is next level. And right at the top of that list is our dude Teddy, who was sensational last night with the game on the line, biggest at bat, runners at first and second, extra innings. And he's 4'0", probably weighs 75 pounds, and he's facing some dude humping it up there at well over 70 miles per hour. And he fights off 4 or 5 pitches before hitting a line drive to right center field that would have won the game for Alpine. But the Hawaii right fielder came, made a sick play, and that was that. Hawaii then went and scored 1 in the bottom half of the 8th inning, which was the second extra inning. Between watching him and all the kids really just do whatever they can to compete, the pitcher Alpine had on the mound yesterday, they started their big donkey, the 6-footer, and he struggled a little bit just in the sense that this guy's never been hit really. And so one of the Hawaii kids hits a nuke off him. But then they brought in this lefty. My goodness, I think his name is Gavin, but he was filthy, untouchable. Fastball, breaking ball. He could have told them what was coming, and they couldn't touch him. So I think they're still pretty decently positioned going into this game tomorrow against Southern California. And then hopefully we'll have that game against Hawaii, and we'll be able to give them a run for their money. Just so fun to watch. I think I said this on the last Daily Hustle. I don't know how or why it is that I get so excited about these Little League runs. This started a few years ago with Brody Crudelli, who was part of our Let Them Play OG squad. And then after that, it was my cousin's team that made a run, won districts and everything. Last year, it was watching Biscuit and the boys from Truckee have a huge upset over the top team in Reno. I just like it. I think there's something that's so pure about baseball at that age, and not only at that age, but at that level, because it's Little League, and the quality of baseball is not good. It actually sucks. So I think that's what makes it so special is the fact that these kids, some of them, can barely play catch. Now, they obviously have a decent amount of travel ball players on each squad that you could tell immediately who these kids are. But I think overall, the general message here, it's just, and this is why Little League's so important, because travel ball is not for everybody. Little League is. Little League is one of those things where you could be the kid that you play football, you play basketball, you play tennis, you do karate, you have all these other things going on in your life, yet it's Little League baseball season. You go out and play Little League baseball. And then if you're a good enough athlete, there's a good chance you're going to make the All-Star team. You don't even have to play travel ball. So I think that's pretty much the big reason why I have been so mesmerized by this Alpine Little League run. And again, it seems like every year I have this connection. And who knows what it would be going forward, because I am kind of in that age right now, at least the connection wise, to, not only was it my kid last year, but other kids who have played for us and so forth. But regardless, really, really, really super cool and fun to watch. Again, it's going to be Alpine against Southern California. So NorCal versus SoCal tomorrow. And then that's Wednesday. And then Thursday would be the championship game. And it will be one game for it all. If I'm Hawaii, I don't love it. I don't think it's fair, but this is how they do it. It'll be one game for it all. So the winner of the NorCal SoCal game will play just one game against Hawaii. If they win it, they win it. They don't have to beat them twice. If they lose it, they lose it. That is Little League baseball for you. Okay, let's get into the big boys stuff. MLB Power Rankings we will get into in just a minute, and then I'll give you some poignant thoughts on a few of these teams going in different directions. But taking a look at the MLB scores from yesterday on a Monday, it was the San Francisco Giants in Pittsburgh going down 5-4. I have told a few people, look out for the Giants. And they started off by playing pretty well the second half of the season. I think it's just second half of the season, past the trade deadline. I get it. They unloaded at the trade deadline, but there's been teams in the past who have done the same thing, yet have found a way to win. I think the Giants still have enough pieces that they could win, and theoretically they could make the playoffs. Is it likely? No, fuck no. Not really. Not at this point. But I do think there still is a chance. You go to Pittsburgh, you got to get that game, though. So they end up losing last night on a walk-off by Isaiah Kanafalafa. What a great word. Oh, great word, great name. It's all the same. Detroit Tigers back on track, 6-3 victory over the Minnesota Twins, who I've given you guys my opinion on them. I believe it was the last Daily Hustle where I let loose. I think it's bullshit. The sell-off like that, it shouldn't be allowed in Major League Baseball. Or if it is, then they should be relegated to AAA. It's fucking terrible. You're putting a AAA team out there, go to fucking AAA. The Houston Astros, 8-2 winners over the red-hot Miami Marlins. The Marlins now back a game under 500. They had crept all the way back up to 500. The Phillies 13-3 over the Orioles. Kyle Schwarber, a grand slam to the tune of MVP chants that were happening before. 2 homers on the day. He has 40 now on the year. Boston Red Sox stay hot. 8-5 winners over the Royals. It was the Guardians 7-6 over the Mets in New York. The Milwaukee Brewers, the best team in baseball. You heard it here first. 3-1 winners in Atlanta. We'll get into them in a minute. The Cincinnati Reds, 3-2 over the Cubs at Wrigley. It was the Rangers, 8-5 over the New York Yankees. And can things get any worse for the Yankees right now at this point? They had a game-tying homer by the Rangers in the 9th, and then a game-winning 3-run job in the 10th to take down the Yankees, who just seem to be reeling. The Toronto Blue Jays, 15-1 winners in Colorado. It was the Angels 5-1 over the Rays in Anaheim. The D-backs 6-2 over the Padres. 3-2 Cardinals over the Dodgers, and that was in LA. So the standings right now, let's see here. You got Toronto on top of the AL East, and Boston is just 3 back. You have the New York Yankees are now 5.5 back in the East. So that does not look good for them. The Detroit Tigers, 8 up on Cleveland. That seems to be pretty secured at this point. And then you got Cleveland and Kansas City are kind of sitting there in the wings, 8 and 9.5 back. Pretty doubtful they would catch him at this point. Houston Astros are 3 up on Seattle. Astros continue to play good baseball, and 4.5 up on the Texas Rangers, who are now steadily creeping above 500. They're 59 and 55. I feel like they've sort of been hovering there all year. The Angels have fallen off a bit. They're 55 and 58. The Phillies are a 1.5 up on the Mets in the NL East. Miami, 8.5 back, a game under 500, like I just mentioned. Milwaukee, the best record in all of baseball, 68 and 44. The Chicago Cubs, 3 back of them. And then you do have 2 other teams. The Cincinnati Reds are 59 and 54, 9.5 back. And St. Louis, who is 57 and 57, 12 back. But like I've mentioned before, if you hover around 500, you could have a shot at the wild card. I don't think 500 is going to get that done, but at least puts you in somewhat of a position where you are in striking distance of it. The Los Angeles Dodgers, 65 and 48, 3 games up on the San Diego Padres, and 9 games up on the Giants, who have fallen below 500. I can't take any team serious that's below 500. I just can't. It's like I'm not even going to mention them for the fucking playoff races at all. All right, the playoff races here on the wild card. If it ended tomorrow, it would be Boston, New York, and Seattle, with Texas a 1.5 back, Cleveland 2.5 back, and Kansas City 4 back. If you're 5 or more back, you don't deserve mentioning. So sorry, Anaheim. National League, the wild card teams would be the Chicago Cubs, the New York Mets, and the San Diego Padres, with the Cincinnati Reds being 3 back. And, well, I'm not going to mention the Cardinals or the Giants, who are 5.5 and 6 back, because I don't think I should mention any team that is more than 5 back. All right. So the number 1 team in baseball right now is the Milwaukee Brewers. And this has been wild how they've been able to get it done. They are, in so many terms, going so far against the grain on what everybody else is chasing. Now, look, at the end of the day, what are all teams really chasing? Wins. And the Milwaukee Brewers have a formula that is totally different than everybody else. Yet here they are on top of every other team in Major League Baseball in August. Somebody needs to reevaluate how we evaluate players and the process that accumulates wins. For instance, the Milwaukee Brewers are basically like a 1980s team. They steal more bases than anybody. They get on base. They hit for a high average. They play unbelievable defense. Yet, their exit velocity is in the bottom 1, 2, or 3 in the entire league. Yet, they put the fucking ball in play. They put pressure on the defense. This is the stuff that I was talking about when it came to Little League. Yet, is it any different at the big league level? The Milwaukee Brewers say, fuck no, it's not, because they're doing it and they are winning baseball games. They're doing it without the superstar. They're doing it with their depth. They've dealt with injuries, and it doesn't matter. It's next guy up. I've said this for the longest time. You're only as good as your weakest link. So that last player on the roster needs to be somebody who can step up in any situation and contribute. And that's exactly what the Milwaukee Brewers have gotten. So just want to give them some love and some kudos for getting it done differently than everybody else. They're making a mockery of the modern day game in a lot of ways. And I'll bet you my dude Will the Thrill just fucking loves it. I know I love it. Really, really do. Pat Murphy. Tip of the cap, my man. Keep doing you. Keep eating pancakes out of your back fucking pocket. Keep boys in the clubhouse laughing. It is remarkable. I played against Pat when he was a head coach at Arizona State. Dude was a savage on a baseball field. I've said this before. Super intense, as intense as any coach that I've ever played against. Calmed down, I think, a lot in his older years, but his ways are probably as effective, if not more effective, than they've ever been at this point. I think he's really honed in that skill. As far as the Yankees are concerned, they're terrible. They're the opposite of the Brewers. Everything the Brewers are, the Yankees aren't. The Yankees, great exit velos, man. Unbelievable homer by Giancarlo Stanton last night. 17-degree launch angle, 115 exit velocity. And guess what? You fucking lost. That's not on Giancarlo Stanton. It's not his fault. Look, you want to be a winning baseball team, you got to play winning baseball, and you got to play all facets of baseball. The Yankees defense has been dog shit. Yankees situational hitting, dog shit. Yankees approach at the plate, dog shit. Overall, you have to fight for the inches. It cost the Yankees the World Series last year, and it might cost them a playoff spot this year. Who's that on? I don't know. I'm not here to finger point. I don't know if it's the players. I don't know if it's the staff. I'm not going to get into it. I don't give a shit who's on. It's just what it is. I'm a baseball analyst, and I analyze this, and I look at them, I'm like, yeah, it's not a winning baseball team. It's just not. It's not sustainable. So they need to clean shit up and clean it up in a hurry. Otherwise, the New York Yankees are absolutely fucked. All right, so the last thing here. This was a story that we covered on No Filter Network over the weekend. The Portland Pickles had a fan appreciation night. And during the fan appreciation night, they decided they were going to give a fan randomly selected out of the stands an at bat. Well, the guy they picked was the guy they call, quote unquote, Dixie. So Dixie comes out of the stands, proceeds to hit a nuke. And you see one take from Dixie, and you're like, oh, man, this guy plays baseball. Like, this dude, at the very, very least, played at a top-end high school level, if not college. Well, the video of this made its ways all the way around the world, millions and millions of views on it, and come to find out exactly what I suspected. Dixie is not random. He was picked out of the stands, and as a matter of fact, he actually is a college baseball player. The Portland Pickles are a collegiate summer league team, so they end up signing Dixie, and this whole thing makes sense. Look, I still think it's funny, and I don't give a shit. The Pickles can do whatever they got to do to try to go ahead and get some great publicity, social media run as a story I think we all latched onto. And even with that, there's still a shit ton of pressure on our guy Dixie, who plays at Lewis and Clark, by the way. So for him to go out there and hit the nuke, perform the way he did, is still incredibly impressive. So, all right, that's about it. I'm going to be traveling here for the next couple weeks, so bear with me on the Daily Hustle, Deuces Wild, all of it. We will have shows on which days. Not quite sure, so stay tuned on social media with the latest updates of when and where the shows. And then also, obviously, if you download on Apple, Spotify, if you guys could leave a review, we greatly appreciate it. It helps with the ratings and advertising and everything else. But those, if you guys subscribe, you'll have the automatic downloads. But I do anticipate a DH at least 2-3 times a week over the next couple weeks. And then also next week, Will is back. So next Tuesday, we'll be hitting the latest deuces. All right, everyone have a fantastic rest of your day. And we'll see you next couple days. That's it. Oh, well, no. Hold on a second. We do want to say go Alpine. And now, see ya!